I'm Riley.
And I'm Tara Donovan, and you're very welcome to Summer in the Mun. Later on, we'll be taking an inside look at Ballymun.
But first, let's see what the rest of Dublin thinks of us. Last week, Tara and Maria hassled some innocent bystanders in Dublin city centre. Let's check it out.
What is your opinion about Ballymun?
Well, what they're doing at the moment is very good, but they left a few towers up and it looks disgraceful towards what they're doing with it. After putting so much money in and then just backing out of it.
What do you think about Ballymun?
I think it's a great area. I think people are not giving it as much credit as it deserves. Like, I've done group projects out there, music videos and stuff, which has helped me progress now. I'm working on my album and things like that.
What do you think of Ballymun?
I've driven past a couple of times over the years, but I've always sort of, it's a little bit of a rough area. There's a lot of guys that I hang out with that probably wouldn't go there. Yeah, I've never really been there myself.
Where are you from yourself?
New Zealand.
Oh yeah, how are you?
How are you doing?
Now, what do you think of Ballymun?
Ballymun in general? Well, it'd be the same as the Southside area I come from. Dalston House, Titan Mansions has a bad name, which a lot of good people in the area, newspapers, people down, propaganda, the television, they rule all the people down. South side and our city or north side or the suburbs are all put down because of just the way the papers put people across.
Yeah, well, I have driven through there to specifically to have a look, and the first thing I saw were, this was when the flats were there, and that there was a lot of horses running around, and there's a lot of young kids running around as well, which would be nice. And obviously then a lot of it would be what I would have heard from the media really, and I suppose anytime that there was trouble or anything like that, you know, that a lot of them would have been out there.
I wouldn't know Ballymun too well, but as far as I heard, it's a bit of a rough area, so it needs a lot of money injected into it.
Have you ever been there yourself?
Well, I have, yes, passing through and did a bit of work there already. When I was young, it was a bad place to be, but they've done a lot of regeneration in there. It looks a lot better, I have to say.
Hi, how are you?
I'm not too bad.
What is your opinion about Ballymun?
I think years ago it had a very poor reputation, but now I think since it has been all rebuilt and everything like that, I think it's quite an interesting place now, quite a thriving place. I think there's a good sense of community there now, and people have been sense of being regenerated in some way, and it looks really nice to drive through.
I'm standing right on the boundary between Ballymun and the rest of civilization. Some would have you believe that nothing lies beyond here but waste ground, despair and IKEA. But we know better, and we want you to know too. So join us on a tour of Ballymun's lesser known cultural highlights. This is Plunkett Tower, the last of Ballymun's iconic tower blocks still standing. I like to freak the residents out by standing outside with a hard hat and yelling 10, 9, 8. This is... Actually, I have no idea what this is. It wasn't here yesterday. We're on top of Poolbeg. This is our field. Still the field. This sculpture represents... Whereas this sculpture is very special indeed. This is Ballymun's equivalent of Newgrange, and on signing on days, the sunbeams pass through here, lighting the way for the dole queue. And we finish our tour here at this crude mural. Historians at Trinity College believe that sacrifices to the sun were made here as far back as 1997. I love this town. Every day is like Christmas.
That was Tara Murphy, native guide to Ballymun.
Now, the men's centre has been a vital part of the community for over 20 years, but it's staring down the barrel due to severe cutbacks to its service. Last week, I went down to see how the workers and volunteers were getting on. I'm here outside Ballymun's men's centre, which is facing an uncertain future due to cutbacks. We're going to go inside and find out a bit about the centre and the staff's concerns for the future. The term men's centre probably sounds vague to a lot of people. Could you explain a bit about the concept and the support you offer here?
There's nowhere for men to come in and talk or to get advice from anyone. So it was set up for men only at that time.
Yes.
So there's somewhere to go, to have a cup of tea, or just for someone to listen to them. Because we men are just keep it in ourselves. We don't take it out. We just leave it in. And the idea was to get more, to express ourselves more, and to get out and to do different things and to get out of the house. This is a place for them to come, just to talk. And then if it means counselling, that there is a counsellor here on a Wednesday that can talk to them. The idea that it will be going in 2 months, we're going to fight to the end. We're not letting this go. There's other groups in Ballymun have given up, but we're not giving up. We are in the process of getting funding, trying to get funding to keep the place going, and that's what we're going to do. If it means protest, if it means us in the Dáil or whatever, we will take our thing out on the street. And the more advertisement we can get, the better.
Yeah.
And I'm very strong in that. I wouldn't be as long in it as other members, but if it was gone, it would break my heart.
And what advice would you give to a man who might become socially isolated now if the drop-in service is closed?
I cannot see what the alternative is, because a lot of them will go into hospitals or mental care or whatever. This is here. We are here for men to come in and get their advice. We had a man in here today, and we put him on the road of who to see for legal advice, and there's an appointment set up for him for 2 o'clock today. Hopefully he will go through with it. But that's what we do. We give them advice. We're here, we give them a cup of tea or coffee or whatever they want, and they can sit down and talk or whatever. And that's what we're here. They can go on the computer and look up the internet or play music. But the thing is, we're here. And I love this place, and it's just going to be broken-hearted if it goes without a fight, because we're going to fight to the end.
Yeah, it was very important.
Because there's other groups in Ballymun haven't done this. They have not gone out and protest about it. There's different cutbacks and all that, but they've done nothing. Yeah. But we are going to fight this to the end.
Yeah. Well, I wish you the best of luck.
Okay, thank you. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Thanks.
As you already know, music is a huge part of community life in Ballymun. Joining us now is another local musician, Tommy Murphy. Now, Tommy, you've been in a few bands. Can you tell us a bit about them?
Well, my first band I was 14, and I've played in a lot of bands since. Back alley would have travelled best part of Ireland. I think I did some backing with Dickie Rock and people like that. The Heebie Jeebies were fairly Ballymun based band. We played around, had a lot of support from Ballymun. We played the Olympia Theatre and that, did some TV work with them. At the moment I'm doing a 2-piece with Wayne Massey. That's the easy pieces. You'll see us in local pubs. And generally I've been involved for about, since I was 15, I'm 50 now, so it's quite a long time.
And are you still playing as much as when you started off playing in local pubs and everything?
No, I wouldn't be playing as much now. Yeah. Things are quieter now in the scene. You just grab what you can. You don't get the work for 5 or 6-piece bands anymore because the way the economy is, they can't afford to pay for a full band. So that's why we use backing tracks, and 2 of us will produce a full band sound, but people still at least get their live music.
Yeah, and have you ever played live with anybody else from Ballymun? Who's inspired you from Ballymun?
Well, I played in the Axis. I ran a gig over there in a project that I was doing called the Bally Jam, which is basically about promoting local talent. But people I had there was Rocky Devil and the Gravediggers. That's Ferdy he was the director of Fair City. Jack Dublin was with in Two and New. They're playing the Electric Picnic this year, and Paul, the drummer. Martin, the guitar player, he's with Rocky Devil and the Gravediggers. It's the Rhythm Kings now. They've moved on to a different band. They had a revival of a band they had years ago. Tom Hopkins plays Christy in Fair City. I did a duo with Tom. We did a few of Tom's songs, and we had all local talent. So that was one of the projects I was involved in. I was involved in a few, but basically just trying to promote local talent in Ballymun.
Lovely. And speaking of Electric Picnic, do you ever find yourself, could you see yourself playing at Electric Picnic or something big like that anytime soon?
I wouldn't see myself playing anytime. There's a lot of luck involved in that. Like you could have the talent but not have the breaks. You could have the breaks and not have the talent as well.
Yeah.
But it's a funny saying. Sometimes you get the breaks, sometimes you don't. I'd love to do it. It'd be a dream if I ever did do it. But I suppose I'll just have to settle for a free ticket or something like that off one of my mates.
And do you think you've fulfilled your personal goals and the way you're going now with your music and everything?
Yeah, I would say so. Not all of them, because if I did that, I'd be living in America or somewhere, like living the life. But generally, using it for what I want it for, which is basically just communicating with people, just to do it as a hobby and to enjoy myself doing it. Sometimes going through hard times, and I found that playing the guitar was great therapy for me, because it could be a bereavement, or it could be a relationship split or something like that. I always found that pick up the guitar, spends the time, and you get yourself together, and you do get a certain euphoria from that that'll bring you out of your depressions.
Yeah.
And you can just move on, write about what happened to you, and then you just get rid of it then.
So do you think you have many songs written from your personal experiences?
I've written a few, but they were all inspired by previous experiences. But I don't think I have anything published yet.
Yeah.
No, I haven't had anything published yet.
So do you hope to have something published in the future?
I would, but I wouldn't be, do you know what I mean? I wouldn't be that pushed about it as much as I would have been years ago. I'd be very enthusiastic about it years ago.
Yeah.
But now it's just like, I just take each day as it comes.
Yeah, you're just happy to be playing music.
Happy to be playing it, yeah.
Yeah. And you're going to play a tune for us now. Can you tell us a bit about it?
Well, she's one of my favourite artists, Tracy Chapman. I just like the idea of just somebody playing on their own with a guitar, because I think that's a bit of a challenge in itself. The song is about the people's revolution, which is what we could do in this country with all the austerity measures and that. So I think it's a song for the people, and as I say, she's a great artist. And I just stumbled upon this song through friends. They asked me would I learn it, because she was their favourite artist.
And you have a connection with this song, have you?
I have a connection with the song, yeah. But some friends of mine, it's very close to their family, and through bereavement or whatever, and I just thought it'd be a good idea if I learned this song, or a couple of the songs, so we just have a little party.
So if you want to rock on there, Tommy.
I'll try, Kathleen.
Don't you know, talking about a revolution, it sounds like a whisper. While people stand in the welfare lines, crying out the doorsteps of those armies of salvation, wasting time in unemployment lines, sitting around waiting for promotion. Don't you know, talking about a revolution, it sounds like a whisper. Poor people gonna rise up and get their share. Poor people gonna rise up and take what's theirs. Don't you know you better run, 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 run. I said you better run, 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 run. Finally the tables are starting to turn, talking about a revolution. Finally the tables are starting to turn, talking about a revolution. While people standing in welfare lines, crying out the doorsteps of those armies of salvation, wasting time in the unemployment lines, sitting around waiting for promotion. Don't you know about a revolution? Revolution. Revolution.
That's it from us here at Ballymun,
Hip Hop Capital of Europe
and the World Centre of Pajama Couture.
We're here in Ballymun Shopping Centre all summer. Check us out on Facebook or Twitter. We'll talk to you soon. Bye!
Bye!
Bye! Bye!